You know what's crazy? Right now, while you're watching this video, someone just pirated a movie, and another one, and another. In fact, in the time it takes you to watch this video, there'll be millions of illegal streams happening worldwide. 216 billion. That's how many times people visited piracy sites last year. Let that sink in for a second. That's literally 27 times the population of the entire planet. But here's the really insane part. 10 years ago, we all thought piracy was dead. Like, actually dead. We were sitting there with our Netflix accounts, feeling like we'd finally figured it out. No more shady websites, no more viruses, no more waiting for torrents to download. Just click, watch, done. So, what actually happened? I'll tell you exactly when it all fell apart. It wasn't some big dramatic event. It was quiet, subtle. Like that moment when you look at your bank statement and realize you're spending how much on streaming? Picture this. It's late 2019. You're on your couch, Netflix is $8.99 a month, and life genuinely feels good. You've got access to basically everything you want to watch. Your friends come over, you throw something on, nobody's complaining. This is it. This is the dream we were promised. Now fast forward to literally right now. How many streaming apps do you have on your TV? Go ahead, count them. Netflix, Disney+, HBO Max, Hulu, Prime Video, Paramount+, Apple TV, Peacock. I'm getting tired just listing them. And here's the kick in the teeth. You're paying for all of them, and you still can't find half the stuff you want to watch. That $8.99 Netflix subscription, it's $15.49 now. Oh, but that's not too bad, you might think. Except Disney Plus went from $6.99 to $15.99. That's a 129% increase in 5 years. Imagine if your rent went up 129% in 5 years. You'd be living in a cardboard box. HBO Max now costs $20.99 for their top tier. $21 for one streaming service. If you've got the basic setup most people have, Netflix, Disney+, HBO Max, Hulu, Prime Video, you're dropping at least $80 to $100 every single month. That's $1,200 a year on streaming to watch TV. Your parents paid less for cable. The thing we all swore we'd never become. Okay, but the prices? That was annoying. What came next was straight up insulting. You remember that Netflix tweet? The one from 2017 that said, "Love is sharing a password"? Yeah, we all remember it. It was everywhere. People were retweeting it like, "See? Netflix gets it. They're not like other companies. They understand families. Your little sister using your account at college? That's love. Your best friend logging in from their apartment? That's friendship. Your parents watching on your subscription when they visit? That's literally just being a decent human." But plot twist, while Netflix was tweeting heart emojis and acting all understanding, their executives were in boardrooms, literally planning how to kill password sharing. Like, they were looking at spreadsheets, figuring out how to monetize your relationship with your family. Then 2022 happened. Netflix lost 1 million subscribers in one quarter. Their stock tanked. Investors started panicking. And Netflix's response? It's the customer's fault. They're sharing passwords. They're stealing from us. The same thing they celebrated 5 years ago was suddenly theft. So in 2023, the crackdown started. And if you've experienced it, you know exactly how insulting it feels. You're at college. You try to log into your family's Netflix account, the account your parents pay for, the account that's literally meant for the family. Error message. This TV isn't part of your household. Or you're traveling for work. You open Netflix in your hotel room. Verify that you live here. Bro, I'm literally paying you every month. What do you mean verify? And of course, Disney saw this and went, "Great idea." Every streaming service jumped on the bandwagon. Overnight, they all decided to treat their customers like criminals. The trust was just gone. And here's the thing about trust. Once you break it, you don't get it back with a sorry email and a 10% discount code. So they're charging us more, cracking down on password sharing, and you'd think, okay, at least the content is still there, right? Wrong. So wrong. You know Westworld? That HBO show that cost $10 million per episode? Emmy nominations, critical acclaim, the whole deal? HBO deleted it. Just straight up removed it from their own platform. Why, you ask? Well, God knows why, but reports suggest it had to do with cutting costs and avoiding residual payments to cast and crew. Either way, they took down one of their most acclaimed shows. But that was just the beginning. In February 2025, HBO deleted 80 shows in one day. You woke up, opened HBO Max, and half your watch list was just gone. Poof. Vanished. Cartoon Network shows you grew up with? Deleted. That comfort show you rewatch when you're stressed? Gone. The series you were literally in the middle of watching? Not there anymore. Disney did it too. Disney. The company built on preserving childhood memories started deleting content without warning. Let me paint you a picture, because this actually happened to people. It's Tuesday night. You and your 7-year-old have this thing where you watch this one show together every week. It's your bonding time. Your kid's been talking about it all day at school. You get home, make popcorn, sit down, open Disney Plus, and it's not there. Your kid looks at you confused. Dad, where's our show? And you're sitting there like an idiot because you have no answer. Some executive in a suit decided your family's weekly tradition wasn't worth the residual payments. That's not just bad business, that's cold. Can we talk about Amazon Prime Video for a second? Because this one makes my blood boil. You're already paying for Prime, right? You think video's included? Makes sense. So you're scrolling, looking for a movie to watch, you find one. Perfect. You click on it, excited to finally relax and rent for $4.99 or buy for $14.99. Hold on. You're already paying for Prime. Every month, $14.99. And now they want more money to actually watch movies? It's like joining a gym and then being charged extra every time you want to use the equipment. But wait, there's more. You finally find something that's actually included with your subscription. You hit play, you're settling in, and then a 15-second ad. You're paying for this service. You're already giving Amazon money every single month, and they're still showing you ads. Oh, but you can pay more to remove the ads. Yeah, pay more for a service you're already paying for, to remove ads that shouldn't be there in the first place. Do you see the insanity? They're charging you multiple times for the same thing. It's like buying a sandwich and then being charged extra for bread. And here's the really sneaky part. The movies that are free with Prime, they're usually the ones nobody wants to watch. Anything remotely popular or recent, that'll cost you extra. Every single time. I've literally stood in my kitchen, remote in hand, clicking through Prime Video going, oh, this one's free. Wait, why is this one free? Oh, because it's from 1987 and nobody's heard of it. So while all this is happening, the price increases, the password crackdowns, the content deletions, the pay to watch on your paid service nonsense, something interesting started happening on the other side of the internet. Piracy sites got really, really good. Now, I'm not telling you to pirate content, but I am telling you what happened. And what happened is that illegal streaming sites started offering better service than legal ones. Remember those old torrent sites from the 2000s? Pop-ups everywhere, viruses lurking in every download, files that took 6 hours to download and turned out to be the wrong movie? Yeah, those are gone. Modern piracy sites look like legitimate streaming platforms. Clean interfaces, professional design, Netflix-style layouts with movie posters and perfect grids, user ratings, categories, mobile-friendly HD streaming. Click and play. And here's where it gets really embarrassing for streaming companies. Piracy sites are actually easier to use. Let me walk you through both experiences. Legal streaming. You want to watch a specific movie. You open Netflix. Search. Not available? Okay, try Disney Plus. Not there. HBO Max? Nope. Hulu? Available to rent for $3.99. Amazon Prime? Buy or rent. 15 minutes later, you still haven't found it, you're frustrated, and you're about to just give up and scroll TikTok instead. Piracy site, search bar. Type movie name. Click. Watch in HD. Total time? 30 seconds. No geographic restrictions. No, this content isn't available in your region nonsense. That show HBO deleted? Still there. That cartoon Disney removed? Available in full. Every movie from every country, all in one place. The pirates kept every single promise that streaming services broke. They focused on user experience, while streaming executives focused on quarterly earnings reports. And people noticed. The numbers are absolutely bonkers. Like, actually insane. 216.3 billion visits to piracy sites in 2024. I know I said this at the beginning, but think about it again. That's not millions. That's billions with a B. That's more than the population of Earth combined, multiple times over. In 2020, piracy hit historic lows. Just a 130 billion visits. Everyone thought streaming had won. The war was over. Piracy was dead. We could all move on. 4 years later, 216 billion. That's a 66% increase in 4 years. To put this in perspective, if piracy were a country, it would have more yearly visits than people on Earth. If each visit was $1, it would be more money than most countries' GDPs. And who's leading this charge? Gen Z, your little brother, your college roommate, the teenage cashier at Starbucks. 76% of them admit to pirating content while still paying for streaming subscriptions. They're not even trying to save money. They're paying for Netflix and using piracy sites. Because the piracy sites have what they actually want to watch. Half of all young people canceled at least one streaming service in the last 6 months. Half. That's not a small trend. That's a massive shift. In Sweden, a rich, developed country where people can definitely afford streaming, 25% of the entire population pirates content. 1 in 4 people just gave up on legal streaming. And here's what makes this different from the Napster days. 80% of modern piracy is streaming-based, not downloads. People aren't hoarding files on hard drives anymore. They're treating piracy sites exactly like Netflix. Just streaming, just watching, but without all the headaches. Think about what this means. Millions of people across different countries, different age groups, different income levels, all independently deciding, you know what? The illegal option is better than the legal one. That's not piracy winning, that's streaming services losing. So what's this costing these companies? How bad is the damage? The streaming industry is projected to lose $13 billion by 2027. $13 billion. That's more than the GDP of some actual countries. That's enough to fund NASA for 4 years. We could literally solve world hunger money. But it gets more specific and more painful. Disney's streaming division lost $387 million in just the last quarter of 2023. Not the whole year, 3 months. Warner Bros. Discovery posted a $10 billion loss in Q2 2024. $10 billion in 1 quarter. How do you even lose that much money that fast? The piracy resurgence costs 70,000 American jobs every year. Sound engineers, editors, writers, production assistants, makeup artists. Real people with real bills and real families. Losing their jobs because streaming companies got too greedy and customers left. Stock prices are in free fall. Investors are panicking. Bob Iger's probably in a boardroom somewhere going, but we thought customers had no choice? Plot twist. Customers always have a choice. Industry analysts are basically shrugging now. We have no idea when this will get better. Maybe 2027, maybe never. Your guess is as good as ours. That's a direct quote. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what they said. These are billion-dollar companies with teams of analysts and consultants, and they genuinely have no idea how to fix this. Because you can't fix broken trust with a marketing campaign. Here's the thing that kills me about all this. This was completely avoidable. Completely. Streaming companies had it. They beat piracy. They won. All they had to do was not screw it up. But they got greedy, they looked at quarterly profit margins, and decided short-term gains were worth destroying customer relationships. They raised prices constantly. They cracked down on password sharing like families were running some kind of criminal enterprise. They deleted content people loved. They added ads to paid services. They split everything across 15 different platforms. They forgot the one rule that every business teacher tells you on day one. The customer is always right. Or at least, don't make the customer so angry they'd rather break the law than give you money. Because that's what's happening. People are literally choosing illegal options over legal ones. Not because they can't afford it, not because they don't want to support creators, but because the legal option sucks. Is streaming dead? No. Will it die? Maybe. Probably not completely, but it'll definitely never be what it was. Companies are scrambling now. Bundle deals that basically recreate cable packages. The thing we were all trying to escape. Price cuts that feel way too late. Press releases about listening to customers that nobody believes. You know what's funny? Netflix's original strategy was perfect. Make it cheap, make it easy, make it convenient. That's literally all they had to do. Just keep doing that. But they couldn't help themselves. It's like if McDonald's decided to charge $50 for a Big Mac because we've analyzed the market and determined customers will pay it. Like, yeah, maybe some will. But most will just go somewhere else. And once they leave, they're not coming back. So let me ask you something. How many streaming services do you actually use? Be honest. How many are you paying for right now that you barely touch? Have you canceled any in the last few months? Did you finally reach that moment where you looked at your bank statement and went, wait, I'm paying for what? And here's the real question. Have you checked out those piracy sites? Not saying you should, not saying you did, but have you at least thought about it? Drop your streaming horror stories in the comments. Tell me about the time you got hit with that password sharing error, or when Amazon wanted you to pay extra for a movie on your paid subscription, or when your favorite show just vanished mid-season. Because these companies need to hear it. They need to understand that this isn't some abstract business problem. These are real people, real frustrations, real broken promises, and if you're as tired of this streaming mess as everyone else, hit that like button and subscribe.